Salams, beautiful people. What up? How are you? I'm great, alhamdulillah. Thanks for asking. How is this heat treating you? Like, it is hot outside, but alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah for everything. So today I wanted to talk about depression and how I feel it is tightly connected to self, to like your knowledge of self, the amount of love and acceptance and forgiveness you have for yourself, and how everything you feel within, the way you treat yourself, is the way you tend to project it onto other people, onto the outside world. So like, for example, when I was between the ages of like, I'd say 16 to 20, I used to really believe that I was depressed because I had no idea who I was at the time. I had really bad or really low self-esteem at the time, and I would do everything within my power, even if that meant, or that always meant I was just a doormat, okay? I was a doormat. I would accept all kinds of treatment from people because I just wanted their acceptance and love, because I never accepted myself and I never loved myself at the time. To be honest, I really disliked myself at the time. I was always beating myself down. I was always talking bad. It wasn't nice, my people. It was not a good time. I was always putting myself down. I was always telling myself the worst things about myself. It wasn't a good time, to be honest. That was why I was always feeling depressed. And because of the way I felt about myself, I was always negative. I would often be mean to my sisters. I would often be the most negative. I would find the most negative things about the most positive situations possible. And it was a difficult time in my life, to be honest. So the moment I decided to embark on a journey of self-discovery when I was like 20 was the turning point in my life, honestly, and alhamdulillah that I was able to do that. And the first step I took at that time was by taking a quiz. I just went online and looked for quizzes like this, personality quizzes, and I took one, and one thing led to the other, and I found these websites that really went in depth talking about the kind of person that you are as a result of certain the answers I got from the quizzes. I would go and research as much as I could about those certain traits and characteristics, and it would blow my mind, like the kind of answers that I got and what the information that I was able to gather about myself was just so amazing at that time. I always believed that I was this big weirdo, and I still do, to be honest, because I don't really believe in all the pressure we put on ourselves to conform to societal practices. I just don't believe that, and that kind of made me as a standout from my peers, from the people around me at that time, and I still believe that I do kind of stand out because of my beliefs and whatnot. So as I was saying, when I embarked on that journey, I started to love myself. I started to accept myself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the flaws, both physically and characteristically. I decided to kind of start changing my habits, changing my life one day at a time, one step at a time. And alhamdulillah, even though I'm not yet the woman that I aspire to be, alhamdulillah, I can say that it's a long journey, or let me say it's a long way from where I started, and alhamdulillah, I'm really happy and I'm really proud that I was able to achieve that. Like as I was saying, like when I was finding out about myself, there was something that I used to do when I was much younger, like let's say early teens, like when my baby brothers were born, and during the naming ceremony, I would get into this panic attack, and I would start rushing to find some place that I could like kind of breathe, be alone for a minute, catch up on my breath and calm my nerves, and just relax and breathe and calm down. And all the rooms would be filled with our relatives, chatting, laughing, having a good time, and I was in a panic mode, and usually I'd have to go to the bathroom, lock myself in it, and like sit down for 5 minutes, calm myself down, breathe, recollect a bit of energy, and come out. I didn't see any of my sisters, any relatives, or even my friends. Like, we never talked about any of that, and I never saw anybody rushing to the bathroom to calm their nerves, to do anything non-toilet related, And I found that really weird. I was like, how weird am I? Why do I have to do this? It's just so weird. This is something that introverts do. Like, we are not good with hunger when it comes to Ramadan. I remember that as a child, I was one of those children who, having peers who would be asked, how many fasts did you fast this Ramadan? 12. How about you? 15. And you 19. And how about you, Iman? How many fasts were you able to fast this Ramadan? And I'd be like, 7 or 9. And I would be like, how is everybody able to go through like 10 hours or 12 hours or even more of hunger? How? Like, that was something I couldn't do. Even now as an adult, there are many days in Ramadan, honestly. This is embarrassing, but I will just say it because I know that maybe there are other people out there who are suffering just like I do and can't really take on Ramadan as easily as other people do. Of course, as you grow, things get easier because your body is able to adapt better. But still, like from Dhuhr time, Asr time, it's breakdown a clock from that from that time. So even as an adult now that I tend to have these breakdown moments, imagine what it was like as a child. Only Allah knows how many fasts I broke, but I secretly broke, but I still pretended that I was still fasting throughout. It was it's not something I'm proud about, but hey, I couldn't just stand the hunger. Okay, the hunger was killing me. Kai, Ramadan is not easy, my people. Ramadan fasting is not easy. Paying back fasting is another story for another day. Kai, may Allah just give us the strength and the ability to fast through many hours of hunger and thirst now that like we're parents and all that. May Allah help us. Ya Allah, help us, give us strength. That's because I'm sensitive, like all the polls and everything, that all the information and research I was able to gather gave me the conclusion that I was a highly sensitive person. I'm introverted and all that. So Alhamdulillah, ever since I was able to open my mind and accept all of that knowledge, I was able to use that knowledge for my betterment, for my benefit, and grow from there. So I urge you as well to please take this quiz and start embarking on a journey of self-discovery, and inshallah you will be blown away by all that you'll be able to learn about yourself. And you don't take this journey once and you're like, okay, I'm good. No, I have taken and retaken this journey many times since, like as I said, since that first time that I did take that journey. I have taken many more, because as you go, you tend to like change and grow as a person, and then you're like, okay, let's see, where am I at now? And you kind of embark on another journey and you discover more things about yourself that you didn't know previously, and you're like, that makes sense. Alhamdulillah, let me use that knowledge to be a better person. So I wish you all the best on your journey of self-discovery, journey of self-love, self-acceptance. It's not easy. It's definitely one of the most difficult things, because it's not ever easy to find out that you're not as amazing or as awesome or as out of this world as you would like to believe, and that's totally okay. We're all humans. At the end of the day, nobody is perfect. Just take who you are as who you are and love the hell out of yourself, because ain't nobody going to love you like you're going to love yourself ever. And that void that you constantly feel within yourself can never be filled by anything else but you, but that self-love and that self-acceptance. Because many a times we think that material things, that love from another person, that all kinds of stuff, actually all kinds of relationships and all kinds of material stuff are going to be what will fill that void and make us like feel happy and wholesome again. And that's never the case. That void will only be filled by you, by loving yourself, by bettering your relationship with God, actually, yeah. Strengthening your relationship with God and knowing and loving yourself are the only things that are ever going to fill that void for you. And filling that void will be the only thing, in my opinion, that will eradicate all of that depression and anxiety and negative feelings and thoughts that you tend to have about yourself and the rest of the world. So, happy self journey taking. Till next time, inshallah, I love you all and I wish you nothing but the best. And till next time, I am your sister Iman. Bye bye.